recorded live.
Welcome to Freedom Fighters for America Radio. This is our Take Back America series, and I'm Independence, your host. Today we will be talking about the Illuminati, illegal human experimentation and torture. To begin the show, I'd like to do this. This is a song from Billy Jack. It's called One Tin Soldier.
That was written long ago of the kingdom on the mountain and the valleys both below. On the mountain was the treasure buried deep beneath the stone, and the valley people swore they'd have it for their very own. Soldier right there. So the people of the valley sent a message out to him, asking for the very treasure, not the gold for which they came. Came an answer from the kingdom, with our brothers we will share all the secrets of our mountain, all the riches buried there. Was all it takes. One tin soldier right
Thank you for joining in to Take Back America, sponsored by Freedom Fighters for America Radio at www.freedomfightersforamerica.com. Listener supported, and that means you. So if you can help us out and help us get the word out there, we'd be more than happy to hear from you. And if you'd like to join Freedom Fighters for America, you may go to the website and contact Chris at freedomfightersforamerica.com, and we can certainly see to that arrangement. I'd like to start the show off today with an explanation about the Illuminati and what they are. Perhaps one of the best writings, actually also a recording, was done by a gentleman by the name of Myron Fagan many, many years ago. And what I'd like to do today is read the transcript from what exactly was on that record. It was literally a disc at that particular point in time. They didn't have tape recordings, and they didn't have the devices that we have today. And this is called The Illuminati, and The Council on Foreign Relations by Myron Fagan. And I'm just going to read this. It's a little lengthy, but it gives a general description of why things have happened in our country and what's got us to the point now. So I begin. The question is how and why the United Nations is a crux of the great conspiracy to destroy the sovereignty of the United States and the enslavement of the American people within a UN one-world dictatorship is a complete and unknown mystery to the vast majority of the American people. The reason for this unawareness, the frightening danger to our country and to the entire free world is simple. The masterminds behind the great conspiracy have absolute control of all our mass communications, especially the radio, the press, and Hollywood. We all know that our State Department, the Pentagon, and the White House have brazenly proclaimed that they have the right and the power to manage the news, to tell us not the truth, but what they want us to believe. They have seized that power on orders from their masters of the great conspiracy, and the objective is to brainwash the people into accepting the phony peace bait to transform the United States into an enslaved unit of the United Nations one-world government. First of all, bear in mind, the so-called UN police action in Korea fought in the United States, which 150,000 of our sons were murdered and maimed, was part of the plot. Just as the undeclared by Congress, in Rhodesia and South Africa, in which our sons will be dying, is the part of the UN plot. However, the vitality important thing for all Americans, all of you mothers of the boys who died in Korea and are now dying in Vietnam, to know is that our so-called leaders in Washington who have elected to safeguard our nation and our Constitution are the betrayers, and that behind them are a comparatively small group of men whose sole objective is to enslave the whole world of humanity in their satanic plot of one world government. Now, in order to give you a very clear picture of the satanic plot, I will go back to its beginning, clear back in the middle of the 18th century, and name the men who put that plot into action, and then bring you down to the present. Today's status of that plot now is a matter of further intelligence, a term used by FBI. Let me clarify the meaning of the expression, he is a liberal. The enemy, meaning the one-world conspirators, have seized upon that word liberal as a cover-up for their activities. It sounds so innocent and so humanitarian to be liberal. Well, make sure that the person who calls himself a liberal or is described as a liberal is not, in truth, a red. Now then, the satanic plot, which was launched back in the 1760s when it first came into existence under the name Illuminati, this Illuminati was organized by one Adam Weishaupt, born a Jew who was converted to Catholicism and became a Catholic priest, and then, at the behest of then newly organized House of Rothschild, defected and organized the Illuminati. Naturally, the Rothschilds financed that operation and every war since then. Beginning with the French Revolution, has been promoted by the Illuminati operating under various names and guises. I say under various names and guises because all the Illuminati was exposed and became notorious. Weishaupt and his co-conspirators began to operate under various other names. In the United States, immediately after World War I, they set up what they called the Council on Foreign Relations, commonly referred to as the CFR. And this CFR is actually the Illuminati in the United States and its hierarchy. The masterminds in control of the original Illuminati conspirators were foreigners, but to conceal that fact, most of them changed their original family names to American-sounding names. For example, the true name of the Dillons, Clarence and Douglas Dillon, one Secretary of the U.S. Treasury Department, is Leposky. I'll come back to this later. There is a similar establishment of the Illuminati in England operating under the name of the British Institute of International Affairs, the Royal Institute of National Affairs, actually. There are similar secret Illuminati organizations in France, Germany, and other nations operating under different names, and all these organizations, including the CFR, continuously set